So, DE decided to buff heavy attacks with the new crit chance changes, and let me show you this. Level 165 heavy gunner, and gone. Yeah. Why? So apparently heavy attacks weren't strong enough already. So now we're at this point now. So, hey guys, it's me again. And yeah, they buffed heavy attacks. Mainly they buffed crit chance and whatnot. And scythes are now the strongest heavy attack weapons in the game. So scythes can basically just one bang level 165 heavy gunners. And don't know if you noticed, but I'm not even using elements anymore. I'm not using that anymore. All I'm adding to my build is everything that boosts slash procs. That be it banes, that be it damage, that be it crit damage. I even have spoiled strike in here, and that greatly boosts our slash procs. Now, I do also have the Empowered Blades aura. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering why I'm not using Coaction Drift, it doesn't work with this aura. But that's actually totally fine, because this aura is really strong. Believe it or not, if we take this off right now, I still one-bang this enemy. I still one-bang that enemy without the aura. But both Steel Charge and Empowered Blades increase your heavy attack damage, or rather, your slash proc damage. But Empowered Blades is more effective, but it drains your shields, so keep that in mind. But these fuckers still one-bang, and here's the thing, I'm using a Zaw right now. A Zaw, these are the parts. It doesn't even have to be this type of Zaw, it could be the Plague Zaw. I made a Plague Zaw with both the Plague strike and the handle. And the link is Vergeet 2 Jai, just like the rest of these. And now I thought this would be a stronger because it has innate viral, but no, it's not any more or less effective than the Docram. It doesn't even proc viral at all, and does the same exact damage as well, despite having innate viral. And from my testing, honestly, I don't think I've ever procced viral from a heavy attack with this thing. But I'm running the exact same build. Now, the only downside to these Zaw scythes is that they don't have very much range. Both of them have about 1.7 meters of range, which is not enough to hit anybody on the ground or anybody in the air. But you sacrifice your range for a whole lot of damage. Now, however, if you have one of the DE made scythes, mainly the Reaper Prime, what the Reaper Prime lacks in damage, it makes up for in range. I only have 5,000 heavy attack damage here, where the other ones had, what, close to 8,000. This bad boy hit 8.7 thousand modded, where the Reaper Prime doesn't have nearly that much. But it's still enough to one-bang with the same build. Now, if you don't like the amount of range that this weapon has, or the other weapons have, you can mod them for reach, and they'll still one-bang, it's just gonna take longer. But here's the Reaper Prime. But as you can see, that takes longer. But because it has more range, it can go through multiple enemies at the same time. So, is it worth the trade-off to get that basically that near insta-kill slash proc, or to have range? Yeah, scythes have returned in a big way now with heavy attacks. They are by far the strongest heavy attack weapons in the game. Just keep in mind, again, I'm not using an aura to make those guys one bang. Now, if you were to put a reach mod instead of a crit damage mod, like I have in my first build, this is what would it look. This is what your results would look like. Trying to make sure I hit everybody. I missed one. And one survived. But, yeah. That's what that would look like. Not nearly as consistent, but hey, you get way more range, so you can just sweep people. And this thing has 2.5 meters of range base, or excuse me, 2.8, which is more than most polearms. So if you add a prime reach mod, now you have nearly 6 meters of range with that one bang capability. And let's say you didn't have Forma, but you still had your Reaper Prime. or even your hate, by the way. Your hate is about as effective. Doesn't have the same crit chance, and it's slower, but it does more damage as a result. But let's say you didn't have Forma and you still wanted to do the one bangs with the Reaper Prime. Guess what? You can. Let me just show you this against one enemy. Yeah. Now, certainly it takes longer than a fully fledged build, but that enemy's dead. If we're going against level 165 Dracarmanic Bombards, I'm going to put my aura back on, and we're going to swap out our Corrupted Bane for a Grenier Bane against Dracarmanic Bombards, which have more than double the health and the same armor as Corrupted Heavy Gunners. If I could just not have him hide. He died in 2 bleed procs. Those bleed procs did over 600,000 damage. Just to show you that again. Now, I didn't hit a headshot that time, which only did 146,000. But if I get a headshot and an orange crit, that's 600,000 damage a bleed proc. So I guess heavy attacks weren't strong enough, so he decided to buff them. Now, there are some other weapon types that are better with heavy attacks now, but if against heavy enemies like those guys that aren't status immune, so one swipe of that will kill them. Anyway, guys, that's all for me. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.